Like, and I understand because if I'm being real, if I was 20 years old and I look back at my real life at 20 years old and they would have gave me, $5 million to rap about killing people, I would have did it, right? So, I'm grateful that didn't happen, right? Because now I'm able to do things in a different way, in a different light, with a different mindset. But they know who they're picking when they're empowering these people. They're picking the people who don't have anything. They're picking the people who came up from these terrible areas. And the worst thing is the only validation that they get is us. Even though they pick them, we co-sign them and we help create their value.
We do.
Okay, so let's say that's the problem. Is the solution to that is that like we just start openly like just
Rejecting?
like blackballing these, do we just say if it's a rapper or a singer or whatever, do we just like say, hey, we're boycotting their music? Do we take a stand like that? Or should we be loud and proud on social media and being like, nah, this don't represent us, the bullshit, like what do you think is like the most?
You don't think that happens though?
I do think it happens, but I don't know how effective it is. So I'm just wondering like what's the most effective way of like quieting those people?
I feel like the most effective way in our community is that we slow your money down. I think that's all we care about is we've seen how much you're making right now. We see the possibility of where you can go, but being that it's affecting our community and our look, we try to slow it down. I don't think we ever try to stop it. I think that the thing is we don't want this person to get ahead for that reason. That's how I feel.
Leader to do that though.
Well, I mean, you have somebody, and I'm not saying that this is the leader, but you have somebody who's taking a step that way is Kendrick Lamar. He's taking a step in that direction.
No, Alan hate to hear that.
And he's the one that's saying like, listen, I'm exposing the culture vulture. I'm exposing the rappers who are not being progressive for us as a community. And I don't like it. And I never liked it. And I've been, very vocal about me not liking it because they not like us, right? And I hate this because I hate the fact that we have to go to white banks to get money. Like, and I don't like that, and I never did. But the fact that we don't fund our own operations is the reason why we have niggas acting out of character. We need to have a solution for me, or from my perspective, would be, hey, Sony, guess what? I'm opening up my own label. I'm gonna fund my own artists. I'm gonna make my own artists popular in a smaller area. Maybe I start regional, and now they get pop. And now with social media, it'd be so much
easier.
It'd be so much easier to be a real powerhouse label that's producing progressive music for our communities. Like, imagine like if you could find a younger version of Kendrick or like Cordae, who's a conscious rapper, or just there's a bunch of different types of conscious rappers. And we just start to say, you know what? For me, it's not about the money. I got the money, right? I want to make money, enough money to keep the business afloat, but I'm not looking for this to be profitable. I'm looking for this to be impactful. Right. And then that's when you can start to see changes. But right now, if I'm looking for everything from P&L sheet, I'm more likely than not never to jump into something that's going to progress our culture, because the biggest profit is the destruction of our culture.